What up, y'all? It's Araneae Storm checking in for the weekly astrology. For those of y'all that don't know me, once again and forever again, my name is Araneae Storm. I am a Cosmic Rootwork astrologer, specializing in North Node and South Node activations. So if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can hit me up at araneastorm.wix.com/info. I'm definitely late on this one today. It will be posted today, so y'all don't have to worry about it being dropped tomorrow, but it will be posted today. As well as I'm not doing that. So yeah, before we get into it, for those of y'all that are seeing this video today, and will be seeing this video throughout the week, I will be hosting a Mars activation class on Sunday. The link will be below if you would like to be a part of that. It's donation based, so whatever you can give, you can definitely come through for that. And then after the actual day that is posted, I will have it on the website. So if you miss it on the day of, then I'll actually have it on the website that you can actually view it and things like that. But this workshop in particular, or this Mars activation in particular, is going to be talking about getting a deeper sense of what your Mars is before we move on to the Mars series. What is Mars? How can we work with our Mars in combination with the Pluto, our Platonic energy, especially in a time like this? You know what I mean? Talking about our traumas, talking about our deep desires, our deep-seated, you know what I mean, just getting to the thick of it, and how we can basically transmute that energy and kind of create like this phoenix rising out the ashes, closing out this year and then moving into 2021. Because like I tell you all the time, shit is about to get serious. Like, I feel this energy. I watch Little Shop Horrors, which I have not watched in like years. Like, it's been, I think the last time I watched Little Shop Horrors was over like 10 years ago. And there was a scene in Little Shop Horrors, and you can actually look this up. Matter of fact, I'm going to put the link below so you can actually watch it. But the energy that I'm feeling of like this week into like the rest of this year, like this underlying, like below the surface kind of energy, was the Suppatime song, where basically, so I'll just put it in a picture for y'all. So basically what happened was, the shop owner premise, I'll give y'all some context. So basically the shop, they worked in a flower shop. I forgot the name of the street that they worked in. Skid Row. So on Skid Row, there was this street. It looked really dead. It looked really it would just look dead as shit. You know what I'm saying? And there was a shop that Seymour, you can't say Seymour. You have to say Seymour, that Seymour worked at. I forget the shop owner's name, but basically Seymour brought in this little baby plant. You know what I mean? This lively plant into the shop, and basically tried to convince the owner of like, yo, like, I really feel like if we bring this plant into the shop and we put it in the front of the shop, that it'll bring us business. It'll bring us everything that we need, right? And so he was like, all right, fine. So then a couple minutes later, maybe a day or two later, everybody kept coming to the shop, and it was like, yo, this plant that you got in the front of the shop, little baby plant too, but everybody was like, this plant that you got in front of the shop is so beautiful, it's so this, it's so that. And so with that attraction that this plant was bringing, the energy in Seymour, and just the plant that he brought forth, people started actually coming into the shop. People came in wanting to buy flowers. People, like, I mean, they was selling out. Everybody wanted a piece of this shop. And so the owner, and he treated Seymour like shit. Let's just be real. He was just a shicey ass, you know what I mean, flower shop owner. But anyway, basically, long story short, Seymour ends up having to feed, Aubrey being the plant, Aubrey to the plant. And so Aubrey was like, you know, I can't just suck your blood and get, because he was sucking Seymour's blood in order to grow. But he was like, I can't just suck your blood. Like, he's like, I need more. Feed me. You know what I mean? So Seymour ends up basically chopping up somebody's body. It was actually the girl that he was messing with, or about to be messing with, that was like madly in love with him from the jump. Let's just be real. But she was with a man that was like literally a serial killer and basically beating the shit out of beating the shit out of her. You know what I'm saying? So Seymour ended up taking his body. He actually ended up killing himself. Okay, Seymour didn't even do it, but he actually ended up killing himself with this not gas mask from the dentist's office that he had or whatever. And so Seymour just took his body and chopped him up and fed him to the plant. And the shop owner seen him feeding the body to Aubrey, the plant. And so Seymour would sleep, you know, in his little cot, you know what I mean, at the bottom of the store. And basically the owner comes to him and was like, I seen it all. And basically tells Seymour to get the fuck out. And then before Seymour gets the fuck out, he's like, you know what? I'm gonna make a deal with you. Alright. And this is when Suppatime, the song. I know this is like a whole thing right now, but I need y'all to understand the context of where I'm about to be getting at when we get into not even just the week, but the energy that we're moving forward into. And I kept playing this scene over and over again because it was so symbolic. I was like, oh my God, this is like what's going on right now. And so basically he's like, you know what? If you leave for about 30, 40 years and never come back and keep me with the plant, I'll keep this a secret between you and I. All right? And so Seymour is like, or Aubrey, the plant, is like, you know how he has his head, for y'all that seen it, he has his head up and then all of a sudden he puts his head down like, oh yeah? And he told Seymour that he was going, basically after he's gone, he was like, the world is yours. Like, but Seymour ain't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? But he knew it was coming because he was a shiesty ass motherfucker. So basically Seymour ended up eating the owner. Like he's backing up. Seymour has his mouth out and he just eats the owner. So the song that's playing during this whole time where he's basically trying to, you know, blackmail him into leaving, you know, the town so he could keep the plant because of his greed, feeding the greed. There's this song playing in the background and it's called Suppatime. Suppatime, feed me is what Aubrey says. Feed me. And so it's like Suppatime, and they have like these purple gloves. They're moving like the women, Tisha Campbell. Oh, I forget Pam's name. I'm so sorry, from Martin. And it's another woman playing the part of the women that are like singing. They do like, it's a musical, so they're singing throughout the whole thing. But this particular scene in general was just like the way they were moving, coming out the shadows, and, you know, coming out the darkness out of the shadows into the light. You know, clicking their heels across the screen and really getting in character of like this underlying, you know, deceit, just all like greed, you know what I mean? Just real shiesty energy. And so the song was like, Suppatime, Suppatime, Suppatime. I know it's dramatic as shit, but y'all, this is the energy of this week. This is the energy of not only this week, but moving forward is like this, you know what I mean? Like, let's make a deal. You know what I mean? Like, if you do this, then we'll do this. You know what I mean? It's just like some real, you know what I mean? I'm not going to get super duper deep into it, but this is the energy that I'm feeling. Especially the fact that we have not only the moon in Leo moving through Sagittarius this week, but it's just this like, you know, this energy of like the sun being in Scorpio, trining Neptune and Pisces. So like, you know it's some other shit going on behind the scenes, but it's not being revealed because there's still like this. And the thing is, the veil is not, it's not like the veil is thick. It's not like the veil is like super, it's thinning out, but there's still element of Neptunian illusion fog masking the whole situation. It's like, wait a minute. Especially for the shit that went down last week. I'm just like, I hear you. I see what might be going on in this reality, you know, on the media. But there's something, you know, there's just something there that's not being revealed to the masses. You know what I mean? There's just something there. We talked about the season finale. But now the new season that's coming into play is going to be like some shit we've never, like, this was the season finale that was like, you know, like when you watch a season finale, you're like, oh shit, what's about to happen? What's about to happen? Like, why are y'all making me wait till fucking 6 months or a year from here to figure out what's going on in the next episode? Like, this is the energy. That is the energy. So we have Monday, Akashic Records. I'm going to talk about that, not fully in this video, but I want to bring that up because that's something that's been coming up for me. But Akashic Records past, I'm going to talk about it all. But stick your pin in that real quick. So we have the Moon in Leo. Then we have a sextile in Mercury in Libra. We have the Sun in Scorpio trining over to Neptune in Pisces. And then we have the Mercury in Libra opposing the Black Moon Lilith in Taurus. And I put down all is not what it seems, hidden agendas, like this build up, especially with that Black Moon in Taurus, like this, it's still continuing to build. Things are still continuing to build. Things are still happening, going on behind the scenes. All has not been said. All has not been spoken. There's some things, Mercury and Libra, there's some things that's being put out, but there's some things that are being like repressed and hidden, you know, within. It's getting pretty crazy, y'all. It's getting pretty crazy. We also do have Mars direct this week. And Mercury will be moving into Scorpio this week, and Wednesday actually Mercury will be moving into Scorpio, and we'll be moving through that. Yeah, it's about to, it's and I know I keep saying this, y'all, and I don't want y'all to feel like I'm like necessarily repeating myself in a way that's like, but like really, like this is not your regular smuggler like energy. It's something, that Suppatime energy, like some shit's about to go down. And even though we saw it in the Little Shop horrors of like Aubrey eating the shop owner or whatever, there was still, you know what I mean, like we knew before the shit even hit the fan that something was gonna go down before it went down. You feel me? So we have Tuesday, November 10th, we have the Moon in Virgo, trine Uranus and Taurus, and we have Venus in Libra, square Jupiter in Capricorn, and opposing this Venus and Libra, also opposing Mars in Aries. So I put changes in relationship dynamics, and could be tensions and arguments that arrive. So because of this energy of this highness of like this up, honestly, what's coming to my mind right now, it kind of feels like it honestly kind of low-key feels like emotional manipulation going on, or just a lot of, even if it's not emotional manipulation, there's just a lot of changes going to be happening in our close relationships. You know what I mean? Like people that are closest to us, or not even people that are necessarily closest to us, but just in our everyday, you know, lives, routines, things like that. So there could be a lot of changes as to where, you know, people's emotions are very like people basically trying to process their emotions, but then also switching, like gaining new perspectives on things, or just inner tensions in between, not only just the system, but you know, people in, like I said, groups, like just being kind of like this combativeness, and then if not combativeness, but there's this underlying tension within groups, and things that need to be resolved within those groups. Definitely. So Wednesday we have November 11th, we have Mercury moving into Scorpio, Mercury direct moving into Scorpio. Like I said, Mars and Aries, I will get into that. Mars and Aries direct, I will get into that. So we have Mercury and Scorpio opposing the Black Moon, Lilith, and Taurus. Uranus and Taurus. I feel like this is actually building. This is like honestly the build up of Monday and Tuesday, below the surface, hidden messages. I would definitely say this week to definitely pay attention to your dreams. I would say maybe even get in like a journal, like a dream journal or a vision journal or something like that. And when you have particular thoughts, or just a regular journal, when you have particular thoughts that might come up that you just kind of like, wait, where the fuck did that shit come from? Write that shit down. Because it's probably like some type of gateway, or it's probably some type of message that you need to hear yourself that doesn't need to be shared with anybody else. Or it could be the opposite of that. It's a message that you need to hear, but it needs to be put out. You know, it needs to be put out. Definitely. Whew, this is this last week and this week, and then moving into, you know, the rest of November is gonna be, it's just a lot of like opposing energy, a lot of squaring, face off energies. We have Thursday, November 12th, the moon in Libra. I put the breakthrough, Jupiter Capricorn conjunct Pluto Capricorn. This is like very much breakthrough energy. So some of the questions that I feel like we should be asking ourselves is, one, or I put getting to the root of the source, the root. What do I need to do to feel balanced inside of myself? What is my definition of success moving forward? How do I want to expand, and what end do I want to expand, or what topic or what subject or what people or what situations or things do I want to expand in? And just asking the hard questions, you know what I mean? Like really getting I just think it's like really about getting down to like the root of things, especially with Mercury being in Scorpio. I feel like this is gonna be very inward energy. I would hope it would be very inward energy for a lot of, you know, people, a lot of y'all, to be able to go inside and being able to look inside the self, and really get a sense of what it is that you need. This is definitely going to be a breakthrough for a lot of people. I know for myself, even from last week into this week, there's some things personally in my own personal life that I've had to kind of look twice at, and just kind of get a different perspective. For me, I know sometimes I can be very stubborn in a lot of ways, and so I had to really sit with myself. And like I said, I think this is going to be the energy when Mercury moves into Scorpio, just this shadow Mercury in Scorpio, and then moving into Scorpio of just like, all right, like, let me think about, at least analyze some of the things that have been going on internally, and figuring out with the moon and Libra on Thursday as well, is like figuring out the way that I can find a balance in between those. And this is not to say, I want to say, y'all, that you have to completely change your mind about things per se, or you have to give in to, because that's another thing about moon and Libra, is like giving into other people because you are indecisive, or you have it stand firm. Moon in Aries, the opposite of Libra, standing firm in what you believe and what you know to be true. But this is also having, when we say the balance of your own thoughts and your own ideals, but also allowing other people to come into the fold and kind of give their own perspective while you're still evolving and shaping yours, if that makes any sense. So Friday the 13th, we have Mercury Libra, Yeah, Mercury Libra opposing the Black Moon Lilith with Uranus and Taurus. Did I put this on here? Hold on one second. That's not Mercury in Libra. Because I think by Friday we're going to be in Mercury and Scorpio. I think I put the wrong thing. It's the moon. I'm sorry. The moon in Libra opposing Mars in Aries. Venus in Libra opposing Mars in Aries. I said could be fighting amongst groups, relationships, having to work through differences or finances, authority figures, moon square Jupiter and Saturn. Yeah. This is going to be like the type of energy this week that is going to, I think, set the tone for the rest. I think this week is going to set the tone for the rest of the year, like closing out the rest of this year. Because I just think we're having to kind of take a deeper look into our own personal, like maybe the places where we might have been imbalanced or off balance. Having with Mars and Aries going direct on Saturday the 14th, you know, this is all that suppressed energy coming out, you know what I mean, like really being, you know, put on the forefront, and having to kind of make I think just having to accept things for what it is, but then still using this Mars and Aries energy in its highest, you know, frequency in order to be able to move through those things with strength, with, you know, in an action-based way that's not necessarily conflicting, or just using that anger, using that frustration, using whatever it is with the Mars and Aries going direct on Saturday to move through those emotions in a healthy way, you know, or transmuting those emotions in a way that, you know what I mean, you can break through barriers that you might have been holding yourself back in the past, you know what I mean, due to like these fixed energies of wanting to stay or keep in the same mind frame or mindsets and things like that. Sunday the 15th will be the Mars activation. Most def. So I want to go ahead and extend that again. You could definitely click the link below to come through to that. And like I said, it will be available after it drops. But if you're interested in learning more about Mars and a deeper look into Mars and also Pluto and your own personal platonic energy, I definitely recommend that you come through to that. And like I said, if not, it will be available on the website, and you can definitely view that by the time we drop this. So, or not drop this, but drop the Mercury series. But yeah, y'all, I think that's all I really have. I want to go back to the Akashic Records. I'm going to be talking a bit about the Akashic Records as we move forward. That's something that's definitely been coming up for me, like diving deeper into the Akashic Records and figuring out like the past, you know, my family's past, generational, and how to access these things. Especially me being a record keeper in general. I feel like the Akashic Records is also another way to be able to access knowledge that doesn't necessarily or can necessarily come from the internet or books, but acquired knowledge that we have bestowed upon to us, you know, in the current times that we live in. So I definitely want to just say that something's been telling me to let y'all know, to kind of keep that, or, you know, explore that if you are interested in things like that. Akashic Records being exploring your past, being able to dive into past, and there's so many ways that you can access the Akashic Records. But I would definitely say that's something I want y'all to start looking into before I actually start talking about it myself, so we can, by the time I get to it, we can actually have discussions about it. But the card I'm pulling, something just told me to pull a card, is silence. Once again, as we move through Mercury and Scorpio, this is going to be a running theme for all of us. I feel like it's just basically to get quiet, to get silent within your thoughts, to get silent within your soul, to get silent within your spirit, to find that peace of mind that goes beyond the distractions, that goes beyond like everything that's been going on in the media, everything in the news, everything that's going on in your personal environments, and just find ways to take time out to really be able to get centered with yourself and get quiet, and to be able to receive the messages that are ordainedly coming to you through spirit. So yeah, yo, that's all I have for y'all. Like I said, it's a rainy storm checking in, checking out. And like I said, you can find me on all social media. You can hit me up at araneastorm.voice.com/info. And I'm gonna see y'all this week as we finish off the Mercury series, and then we're gonna be moving into the Mars series next week. I'm really, really excited for that. Yeah, definitely. I will see y'all soon.